Next on our track titled Personalized Parent-Child Supports, let's lace up with Frank Hughes, adaptive phys ed teacher, Colonial School District, Delaware, and a Special Olympics Unified Champion School. Mr. Hughes' presentation is titled Adaptive Sports, Ways to Stay Active and Keep Physically on Track.
Hi, my name is Frank Hughes. I'm an adaptive physical education teacher at the John G. Leach School in Colonial School District, Delaware. We are a Special Olympics Unified Champions School. Now with the quarantine, it's important to remember that we need to continue to avoid a backslide. We need to continue to progress in our physical skills. And the shift right now is to think of our education in more of an individualized skills attempt instead of strategy games. We're looking at open skills versus closed skills. When you have an open skill, you're in an open environment. There are other influences that can impact the outcome of a skill. Whereas now, being at home in a quarantine, we're working in a closed environment with less influences that can impact the way that the skill has been conducted. When your child was at school and they're participating in physical activity, they're in an open environment. Things around them are changing constantly, and it's influencing their performance on their skills. Where now we're at home and we're looking at closed concept skills. There are less outside influences that are going to impact the performance and the skill performance. First thing to get through as a parent is getting started. Thinking as a parent, saying to yourself, I've never done this before, and where do I even start? The first place you start is where we all start in education, is we do a mini assessment of your child's physical skills. Knowing your child's abilities will help you determine where you'd like to continue to progress them in their abilities. You don't need to purchase athletic gear. We can make household items work for the skills that we're trying to complete. Looking at 3 concept areas, locomotor skills, stationary skills, object control skills, are 3 great places to start for you to develop an understanding of what your child needs and what you'd like to improve on with your child. Locomotor skills such as jumping, hopping, galloping, learning coordination from their left side to their right side. Those are just a few locomotor skills. Stationary skills, working on balancing, working on mirroring. Can your child mirror you with your arms out, arms up, arms down? Continuing to work on your child's ability to mirror will continue to develop their skills. In terms of object control skills, we don't need to break the bank, go to the store, and buy multiple objects to throw. We can simply use a balled up pair of socks. And this balled up pair of socks can be any type of ball you'd like it to be. As a target, we can use a wash basket. In school, most teachers are not very concerned about the speed that the object is flying at. More, we're worried about the accuracy and where is that object going. Going an overhand throw versus an underhand throw. Learning to differentiate between what is an overhand throw versus what is an underhand throw. Can I overhand throw into the basket? Now that might be too simple for your child's ability, but we can then change this and expand on it. Now what I'm going to use is an iPad. You can use any object you want. Now that the iPad is in place, what in my mind I've created is a basketball court. I have my backboard, I have my basket. I'm going to use the pair of socks that I have, and I want to test my accuracy to see if I can bank it off the backboard and into the basket. Like that. Other concepts that we can focus on are, what can we do with my child who's in a wheelchair that might not have the ability to overhand or underhand throw? Bowling is a great activity that Special Olympics promotes and has in all of their activities throughout the country. To make your own modified bowling ramp, you can use something such as a pillow. We can put that pillow on your lap, on your child's lap. Take any ball. Now we're sitting on our lap. You can use water bottles as bowling pins or no pins at all and just try to make it through a goal. pushing that ball down off your lap. We don't need to spend all the money we have on a bowling ramp. We can take some pillows and put them on our lap, and now we're creating that ramp for our child. The biggest thing for parents to recognize is the breakdown of skills and breaking these skills down to their simplest form. Throwing at a moving target, throwing at a target that's stationary, dropping an object into a basket, or opening your hand to grip an object are ways that we can adapt, modify, and break down a skill to its simplest form. Once again, you're looking for your student to learn differentiate between overhand throw and underhand throw. Let's break that down. Overhand throw at a moving target. We're not throwing it where the target is, we're throwing it where the target is going to be. Throwing at a stationary target, going overhand, releasing at the proper point to hit that stationary target. What if your child is working on other abilities such as opening and closing their hands when asked to do so, or what we call on a command? So now we have our child open their hand to accept the object and open their hand to release the object. An important thing to remember is to let your child try this on their own. It's not always necessary to provide hand-over-hand assistance, which is hard for a parent to refrain from doing. Remember, the goal is to just do it. We're not striving for perfection. We're striving for the continued improvement of our children's abilities so that when we get back to school and when we're back in session, our child is able to continue to perform at the level or a greater level than when we had left school. Some additional resources you can use are www.ablenetinc.com, which can give you insight on switch-activated materials and activities, as well as YouTube videos for parents, teachers, and coaches. Facebook Adaptive PE Specialists are other resources that you can use to see what other adaptive PE teachers throughout the country are doing. For more individualized look, you can go to All Abilities Welcome on Facebook or YouTube. All Abilities Welcome will give you how-to videos to build your own adapted, personalized devices for your children. To learn more about the U.S. Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools programming, supported by generous funding from the U.S. Office of Special Education Programs at the Department of Education, visit our homepage, www.specialolympics.org/our-work/unified-champion-schools. Generation Unified is a youth-focused site for students to learn about the Special Olympics Unified generation. This site uses the power of storytelling and game playing. Check out our extensive video library and our awesome digital inclusion tiles. Visit www.generationunified.org. Research overview. Want to hear how students and educators of Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools are reporting on the changes they've seen in their schools after implementing the three-component strategy? Visit our research overview with data from our partners at the University of Massachusetts Boston Center for Social Development and Education, https://resources.specialolympix.org/research/overview. I hope we continue to work hard and getting our kids physically active to continue to avoid this backslide. So when we go back to school, our kids' skills are just the way they were or even improved from when we left. Good luck, and I hope to see you all out there.